Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show where a man completely immersed in anime culture torments his co-host, who is only allowed to watch the shows featured here. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/animeoutofcontext. Alongside over 100 hours of exclusive bonus material, all episodes uploaded to Patreon are completely ad-free, even to non-patrons. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And I get all up in that lubussy.
I'm Sean Rollins. Well, unfortunately, you won't be doing any of that today, Remington, because there's no Three Kingdoms this week.
How a shame.
That would be fucking wild, though, if, just 2 weeks in a row I did some kind of anime based on Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Make July the month of Dynasty Warriors for some reason.
We all know, June, Pride Month, July, Three Kingdoms.
It's just the natural progression.
It's the natural progression of things.
Well, I mean, they do say that after Pride Month comes Wrath Month, so I suppose that would make some sense. But no, Rem, no. Today, I've actually got Today's anime is interesting because I'm partially deciding to do it for two reasons. One reason that I was reminded of last night that I unfortunately was not thinking about, but hey, it works. And the other reason is because it's Twitter drama from 2 months ago.
Oh, baby, Twitter drama, let's do it.
Right? Because, we gotta be topical with these things.
Sure.
And Twitter drama from 2 months ago feels like are kind of topical, really.
Let it cool off just enough before we fan the flames.
Yes. Though I don't think there will be much to flames to fan, because anybody who genuinely got upset over this particular Twitter instance are the worst kind of people, and we shouldn't associate with them.
Oh, lovely.
And I'm okay saying that at the top of the podcast. That's easy to do.
Hey, yeah, fuck them.
Well, Rem, it's so fucking stupid. Okay, what happened because of this simple little post. But Remington, today, the other reason that I was reminded of is this month is Disability Awareness Month, more or less.
Hell yeah.
And we've never really focused on it on the podcast. Though there is a lot of great representation in anime for this kind of thing. And we're not going to dedicate the whole month to it because apparently every time I do that, I get in trouble for some reason. But I figured it would be nice to have a little nod to it by covering an anime that came out a couple years ago that, happened to be paired with some very unfortunate Twitter drama. So tell me, Rem, you understand that Twitter is the worst place ever, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure. I know you haven't really touched it outside of, the podcast official account, which we've more or less just stopped using because fuck Twitter, man.
Yeah.
We're being the change we want to see in the world, and we've abandoned that cesspool.
Yeah.
And every time I accidentally open it up to make sure that I haven't missed anything, professional, directly to the podcast account, it's a bunch of people asking Grok something that you could very easily find yourself if you just, Googled it.
Oh, man.
And that made me realize, yes, my decision to leave Twitter was a fucking good one. You can follow me on Blue Sky, by the way. It's just my name. Pretty straightforward. But, so on Twitter, Remington, a few months ago, somebody, and I genuinely, who posted it does not matter. It's just somebody who posts on Twitter, and sometimes they get a lot of likes and attention. But what does matter is what they posted. And it's a very classic phrase. In quotations, they post, all men just have perverted fantasies. And the video they posted is titled The Average Male Fantasy. And it is just a nice, lovely compilation of the movie that we're going to be watching today, of two people enjoying their time together and having a good time.
All right.
Now, Rem, that sounds pretty innocuous.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, and I've seen iterations of that joke a million times. It's a very common joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, very common joke, one that has been going on for, I would argue, a decade, at least.
Yeah.
It's oh yeah, men are horrible. This is what they want. And then what they actually want is just a nice, wholesome relationship. And it's strange. And I'm going to send you the tweet so you can see it for yourself. But the anime we're going to be watching is simply titled Josee Totora to Sakana Tachi, or Josee the Tiger and the Fish.
Okay.
And it's a cute little romance movie about the relationship between Josee and Sueno Suzukawa. And Josee is just a woman who happens to be wheelchair bound, and their relationship and their interactions between them. That is like the easiest way to summarize it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I want you to look at this tweet and tell me in that 1 minute, like 20-second clip, if anything jumps out to you as being problematic. I want your live reaction to this.
I suppose I have a prediction on the unhinged takes.
Yeah, but from your perspective, Remington, this just seems like a compilation of moments in the movie that seem like that point to good things.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Remington, that makes you a normal fucking human being. Because, Remington, this post, as you can see, has been viewed nearly 50 million times.
Jesus fucking.
And in like the 2,000 replies that got put there, there's a bunch of unhinged people saying that this is a bunch of people fetishizing underage disabled girls.
Holy shit.
And a massive stink blew up because of it. And not only that, like when people reposted this, commenting on how people are wildly overreacting to just a cute little montage, more people got more backlash from it.
Look. I have called out plenty of times how anime, let's be real, is filled with creepy pedo shit, right? It's filled with a bunch of weird objectifying nonsense. It's filled chock fucking full of it.
Yes.
And who knows? Maybe in part 2 I come out and be like, all right, actually it has some weird shit in it, right? Maybe I end up with that opinion. But from just what we saw, it was bog standard, wholesome, modest romance stuff with no degree of like sexualization, let alone fetishization. And you can't just be like, oh man, a person from like marginalized group, you felt dopamine from seeing them happy. That's fetishization. No, it's like, no, that's not. Look, I understand, and I've even talked about in recent weeks how fetishization can be weird and dehumanizing and not great and cause you to see them as less than a person. However, if you're just like, oh, anytime if you like somebody who has a disability or who is trans or has this feature that may not be like conventionally attractive or XYZ blah blah blah, then you're fetishizing them. It's like, no, now you are just like gatekeeping human affection in like weird and fucked up ways. Don't do that. Look, there's real conversations to be had. This isn't one of them. What the fuck are you doing? And it gets on the point, and I've railed against this hard, all right? As hard as I rail you, and that is
okay.
Pardon? And that is one of the things that pisses me off the most is goddamn fake haters, all right? Fake bandwagon haters who are like, oh, my voice needs to be heard on this topic despite not knowing a goddamn thing and despite not actually caring, all right? And it's like, look, I'm a loud hater, all right? But I try to ground my opinions in my experience, in what I've seen. I try to make actually good points, and they're sincere. All of those things are stripped away from the fucking fake haters who will just latch onto something, randomly hate on something because there's a popular conversation going right now, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up. You're not. What do you think you're accomplishing here? What do you think? Here, I will give a pass to anybody with that brain dead opinion if they have volunteered to help people with disabilities in the past 2 years. All right? If anybody who's done that, then I will just say that's a stupid opinion of yours. Joining this discourse. But you know what? I understand that it's a very personal cause for you that you're actively helping people out. So I'm not going to be that frustrated with you. If you haven't done anything of the sort, then shut the fuck up, get out of here with your bad takes. Which isn't even to say that you need a personal stake in anything you have an opinion on, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is this the best use of your fucking time, you goddamn losers? Having terrible takes, arguing about nothing, accomplishing nothing. Jesus fucking Christ.
And you see why I abandoned Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when things like this show up and like there's actual people taking action against people who are having a normal ass opinion about this. It's not great. Like I didn't look too deep into it, but I think some people have been doxxed because of these opinions.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I didn't look too deep into it because I'm not here to report on those kinds of things. And of course, you should never always believe it what you read on the internet.
Yeah. And here's something genuine that I think I want more people to try to internalize, and I think it's useful for all of us, including like us right here, right? If you are absolutely enraged about some rando on the internet, especially if it's a person on the internet that you don't usually engage with, right? If you're just sort of like touring and run into them, and you're so enraged, and you're like, oh man, I am gonna put some energy into into doxing them or into trying to ruin their life in X or Y ways. Even I'll even say we'll assume they're a bad person, all right? We'll assume this is Bradley, not a great person. Ask yourself, would my time be better spent improving the conditions for the people I perceive to be victimized? Would that be a better use of my time, energy, and emotion than just trying? Because if you're only focused on hurting the bad people and you're never focused at all on improving things for the people you're enraged on behalf of, you're likely not doing that much good, if any, bud. Like that's my discourse about the discourse, you know?
Yeah. And, it was about 2 months ago, so we're probably good now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Internet remembers forever, but also has a very short attention span,
Sure.
But that's why I figured it'd be a good chance to come into this. And thank you to all the people who for letting me know that it was Disability Pride Month, because that just made me decide to do this anime a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because that's a double good reason. Like
There we go.
not only do we get
It's
to
double
address
topical.
yeah, not only do we get to address like the stupid situation that arose from a very innocuous post, but also we get to, bring attention to, the human nature of people being humans. Weird, huh? Weird. But yeah, so everybody who suggested this anime and also suggested it specifically for this month, thank you very much. Now, Rem, let's actually talk about the anime itself. I gave you the briefest synopsis of it, and that's basically all you needed to know to go into it. But it's primarily about our main two characters, Josee and Tsuneo. And Tsuneo is essentially a young man who really wants to get into being a marine biologist, loves fish, loves aquariums, that's the field he wants to go into. And unfortunately, that does mean going to university, which is, even in foreign countries, expensive.
Yeah.
And, he's doing a lot of part-time jobs to do so. And one night, while he's, burning the candle at both ends, he accidentally has a slight accident with a girl in a wheelchair. It's your classic.
Are you implying he pisses on her?
No, Rep.
Whoopsie. He had an accident.
No, not that kind of accident, Rem. I mean,
Pretty fucked up, Sean. All of a sudden, I'm understanding the controversy.
It's
like, no, they didn't fetishize the disability. They fetishized the piss.
They fetishized the piss, yeah. That one frame of piss fetishizing in that compilation. Yeah, that was the issue.
the subliminal frame of piss fetishization.
Yeah, like flashing popcorn in the movie theater while you're watching a movie, or
in this case, you're just flashing piss.
Just flashing piss, and that's brainwashing the masses into being like, oh, wait, is pee sexy? Well, that throws the wholesomeness of this episode out the window. That's okay. That's fine. God. But essentially, they have a classic, almost Hallmark meet cute, and Josee is is fairly standoffish and grumpy at first because she just got collided into by a man on the street, and eventually, this leads to that, and as he needs additional gigs and The only person who's able to assist Josee at this time is her fairly aged grandmother. Tsuneo is eventually hired to help take her on walks and help with the day-to-day things, and eventually they develop a feelings for each other. And it's just a pretty straightforward love story between these two, and a lot of people really enjoyed it, and it was a nice little breath of fresh air when it came out. That's right, in the middle of 2020. So a lot of people who were stuck indoors for a long, long time, you know, having this movie come out around Christmas 2020, it was kind of nice. It was very helpful. It was very good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I figured this would be just a nice, lovely little romp. And if you come out of this saying what needs to be said about the controversy, that really shouldn't be a controversy, and we get that positive stuff out of the way and have a good time with that, great. And then if you come out saying that this movie is trashy garbage, then, you know, then that's a separate conversation and we can start new drama.
Yeah, because here's the thing, y'all. I've bashed the fake haters of the show. That does not mean that it's beyond the realm of possibility that I will be a real hater of the show.
Because if anybody can be a hater of two people falling in love and having a wonderful time together and like dealing with the concept of love through disability and loving someone, you know, in spite of or despite, or like the disability isn't why you love them, essentially, then
Yeah.
if anybody can hate that, it's Remington.
Look. All I'm saying is the show doesn't get an automatic pass either. All right. Like I'm optimistic, but at the same time, like, I mean, we'll see.
Well, I will say, out the gate, a lot of people like the show. I think it's a cute movie. And yeah, it is also based off of, it's based off of a novel. So, you know, that's another point in its favor. Tick, more words. And not even a light novel, a full novel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's a novel from like the 90s or late 80s maybe. So, you know, getting a nice modern adaptation is what we're looking for. So Rem, do you have any questions, or would you like to go in and see if we can piss any people off?
Oh, let's piss them all off, Sean.
Or apparently in your case, piss on them. So with that in mind, let's go watch 2020's Josee Totora to Sakana Tachi. And we are back after watching the entirety of the 2020 film Josee Totora to Sakana Tachi, or Josee the Tiger and the Fish. And Remington, are you here to just absolutely demolish Disability Pride Month after all? Or do you have some positive things to say?
All right. Well, you know, now that I've seen it, let's talk about let's jump back into the controversy briefly. All right. Let's wrap it. Let's finish that up. And then get into actually talking about the movie. Yeah. No controversy is really necessary here. It doesn't like fetishize disability. It's not that it's like an afterthought in the show, but it's not like as important as you would think mostly.
So what you're saying is Twitter is horrible and it pointlessly blows things out of proportion for no real reason.
Yeah. But that you know, that's the nature of Twitter. People love to hate on things without knowing shit about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me, hating is fun. But try to be an informed hater at the very least. Right?
Coming from the most informed hater.
Yeah, try to be informed and sincere with your hatred. It's just, I assure you, it's even more rewarding. All right? It's even more fulfilling, because then when people try to refute you, you actually can have evidence on your side as opposed to just empty words. So, so yeah, that's just tying the knot on the controversy. Let's jump in talking about the actual show. So, we start off with Tsuneo, and he's diving, right? He works for a diving company, and we get a little life montage for him. And after seeing a bit of a day in the life, just one night as he's walking home, a girl in a wheelchair comes falling down a very steep hill. He catches her. We learn her name is Kumiko, and grandma was taking her for a walk, but abandoned her, and then someone pushed her. I'll be honest, I don't really know what the fuck happened, and they don't clarify. They're just like, yeah, someone just pushed the disabled girl down a hill when grandma was looking away. You know, that thing that happens.
Happens all the time, man. Anybody in a wheelchair can attest that that's just the kind of thing that happens all the time.
It's genuinely hardly addressed.
Like, you gotta have that meet cute moment somehow.
Sure.
And what better way than implied abuse of the disabled?
So, Kumiko, she calls Tsuneo a pervert, which cues us in that, she's a tsundere. I understand. They walk home-ish together, because it's the same way. Grandma invites Tsuneo in. There's an angry fat cat. I like the angry fat cat. He's only, like, in the mildest way relevant to everything, but I like him.
I mean, there are very few cats you dislike, my man.
It's true. And like an angry fat wildcat outside just vibing, hell yeah. We learned that Kumiko actually prefers to be called Josee. They have dinner together. Josee is being all tsundere about it, right? And let me they're adults, but at the same time, are they? Are they actually? And I would argue not really. They're adults asterisk. They're adults. All right, now here's a teenage romance story.
Oh dear.
Why do you disagree?
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up. Don't you oh dear my takes that you implicitly agree with, but you don't want the weebs after your ass, all right? Don't try to get some plausible deniability to have some safety. So, we learned that Tsuneo, he plans to go to Mexico, and we'll later learn, there's fish he really likes there. And so he wants to go to Mexico to see those fish. And, he's hired by the grandma to be Josee's caretaker. Josee doesn't like that. She makes him just, like, do a bunch of menial bullshit. And Tsuneo, it sort of, like, takes it out of him a bit, and he's like, oh, this is so obnoxious and annoying. The grandma has, like, this implicit belief that the world is full of scary beasts. Which there's like an interesting thing here that is not meaningfully explored. And two real things, right? First, it's clear that Josee hasn't had any life experience. What we're led to believe is that she's basically never gone outside in a meaningful way. She's never even been to like the library, right? When she's at the library, she's like, holy shit, there's so many books here. Like it's not just like, oh, I wish I could come here more. It is, holy crap, a place like this exists. Which when that's your action to a library, yeah, you don't go outside at all. And that's a bit of an interesting point. And it's because, grandma, the world is full of scary beasts. There's a fear of these other people, all these people ready to push Josee down a fucking hill as soon as grandma looks the other way. It's the terrifying world they live in. And there's the first point is that while grandma is well-meaning, it very much is a form of control and abuse for Josee. The grandma is abusing her granddaughter. And that's super fucked up and obviously limiting Josee's life in an insane way. And the other thing is this sort of like philosophy, the world is full of scary beasts, right? And we can see that Josee is a little bit less trusting towards Tsuneo at first, but we don't really see it in many other ways. That is kind of dropped, like, it's like, oh, the world is full of scary beasts, and instead of being like, no, the world is full of actually, like, plenty of great people, it's like, well, the world has one good person, and that's Tsuneo. And so that seems like a weird way to handle that. And then they never reckon with grandma. They never,
they don't exactly get a chance.
Yeah, we'll see how that plot point, resolves, question mark. But that's just very strange to me right off the bat. Though it's also worth noting, because the fact that I haven't said this, people are gonna be like, how haven't you mentioned this? It's a gorgeous show. It's a very gorgeous show. The art, animation, cinematography, all of those are fantastic. Truly top-notch shit. So all the people who are like, is he not going to talk about the art? No, it's great. It's very good. It's very pretty. All right. So, Tsuneo and Josee, they begin to get a little bit closer. Tsuneo, like, at first he decides he's going to try to quit, but he stumbles into Josee's, like, private art room. It's very impressive. Josee, oh no, she's missing. She's running away. She wants to go to the sea. Tsuneo stops her. She coerces him to take her to the sea, and is like, I will accuse you of molesting me and get you fired if you don't. And he's like, that's fucked up. I'll do it. And they also don't really reckon with these things either. It's very much in the category of Josee is very much a tsundere, and you as the audience are supposed to be like, oh yeah, tsunderes, they're allowed to do this. They have permission, you see. And maybe this one even has more permission because they're disabled and have like stunted development. So they have greater permission, which is just a little bit odd, I would say. I would say that's weird. But they go to the sea. They bond together. She wants to see how the sea tastes because her dad once asked her and she didn't get the chance to taste it, so she does, and she's like, it's salty. And then they'll repeat the line a couple times in reference to tears. They go home. Grandma's kind of unhappy, but whatever. Grandma naps consistently between 1 and 3 every day, so every day they sneak out, go on adventures together, explore the world. Movies, park, aquarium, libraries. At the library where she's like, holy shit, these exist? Josee bonds with the librarian a bit. Then Tsuneo, he brings Josee to the diving shop to meet like his coworkers and friends and whatnot. Josee suddenly leaves and later is like, Tsuneo, don't come be a caretaker. But in good news, Tsuneo has a scholarship for the Mexican school he wants to go to. Tsuneo, he visits, Josee gives a fish light he made, talks about the Mexican fish he's really into, the Clarion Angel. And we get some brief exposition on his parents. Her parents are dead, his parents are divorced. I think that's the scenario. But he's interrupted before he can tell her that he's going to Mexico. They almost kiss, but she headbutts in response. She headbutts, she bites. Keep in mind, once again, she's 24, but once again, I suppose because of how she's been treated by grandma, she has stunted development, but also don't reckon with the fact that grandma has been abusing her and actively stunting her development to such a severe degree. That's not relevant to the story, but the effects are relevant to the story. They go to the zoo and there's a scary tiger. Josee wants to be an artist. Then grandma dies.
Yeah.
She's just fucking dead.
I told you she was very old, man.
yeah, she's
like, it doesn't get much older than dies middle of movie.
Yes. And this is a sad plot point, a very sad plot point, because it's kind of like, hey, once again, ignore the fact that the grandma is abusive. Ignore this awful dynamic, right? In this, you're supposed to kind of like watch Rapunzel and be like, oh, mother does know best, perhaps. Okay. And then when mother dies, you're just supposed to be like, oh, Rapunzel, it's so sad your mom died. It's kind of weird. It's a weird thing. And it's like, it'd be okay if they were going for a complex view of grandma. They are not. They are not at all. So grandma dies. Oh no. And obviously Josee's fucked up about all that. A social worker visits Josee and is like, you want to become an artist? Haha, but you're disabled. It's it's not handled particularly tactfully.
As somebody who's met some really shit social workers in his time, unfortunately it's very believable for me.
Sure. I don't like, could a person be like this? Yeah. Does it do much? I don't think so. Because so the story has one kind of message about being disabled, right? It's a two-pronged message, and it's not wrong per se, but it's a bit of a nothing burger, and it's, damn, it sucks to be disabled, but you can still do some stuff. And that's the main message. And we see that with Josee. Damn, it sucks that she's disabled, but she can still do some stuff. She can still do art. She can still become self-sufficient. She can still be worthy of love. Later on, Tsuneo, the only struggle/character flaw he's ever going to face is when he, for a time, becomes disabled. And it's like, damn, that really sucks and it's super fucked up. But you can still do some stuff, my dude. Which, once again, it's like, yeah, I guess that's accurate. It's just not particularly interesting, novel, or insightful. It's just kind of like, oh, okay. I almost would have preferred it if it didn't have anything to say about it. Because it's like, it does want to send that message. And I just don't, I just don't know if it's super worthwhile in the grand scheme of things. Nonetheless, so the social worker is dismissive. Then, Mai runs into Josee. Now, some of you listeners may ask yourself, who the fuck is Mai? Who the hell, nearly an hour into the story, is Mai? That's fair. She has not been relevant. I need to stress how irrelevant she has been, because shit's about to go fucking crazy. Up till now, this has been a very basic, but pretty well executed melodrama, right? It's emotionally evocative. It's hitting familiar story beats, but it's doing so in a decent way. It's not original or groundbreaking, but it's polished. It looks amazing. The music, it is very sentimental. It's melancholy when it needs to be melancholy, upbeat or cute when it needs to be upbeat or cute. So it's basic but well executed for a melodramatic romance. And from this point forward, as we get really into the second half of the film, oh, Shaun, it gets really convoluted, contrived, and bad real fast. So Mai, who once again, I cannot emphasize enough, has not been relevant. We've seen her a little bit at the dive shop, and there was like one throwaway line that she's into Tsuneo, alright? And that's about it. Shaun, if you disagree, you're free to mention anything relevant Mai has done before this point in the narrative.
I mean, they went on a diving trip together, talked about their thoughts and feelings.
No, they didn't talk about their thoughts and feelings. It's always talking about Tsuneyo's thoughts and feelings, all right? Let's be clear. We have not heard almost anything about Mai or the other friend, Hayato's, their thoughts and feelings, or their lives beyond Tsuneyo's thoughts and feelings. And so, it is very jarring when a little over halfway through the movie, Mai goes to Josee and is like, hey, you need to set Tsuneo free. He's going to Mexico and he only stays around you for cheap sympathy. You're shackling him down and stopping him from accomplishing his dreams. She just goes like full supervillain out of left field. I cannot emphasize how out of fucking nowhere this is. And once again, some people will be like, well, she has a crush on Tsuneo. Yeah, that one throwaway line justifies this? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? It's crazy. It's fucking insane. So, okay, I guess Mai is a psycho villain now. I guess she's gonna be the main antagonist. So, Tsuneo visits Josee a little bit later, and she's thrown away all of her art. And she's like, this is gonna be the last time you're my caretaker. Of course, she doesn't explain anything, because it's a melodrama, you recall, and that doesn't allow communication. So she can't be like, hey, your friend visited me. You can even, like, not even say all the bullshit, just be like, you're going to Mexico? Why didn't you tell me? And maybe you can have a melodramatic point at there, but at least like address it. No, it's just not even brought up. And so the last day that he's working as the caretaker, they go to the sea. It's overcast. It's gonna start raining. She's like, no, don't call me Josee anymore. I'm Kumiko. I have an office job now. And then she runs away from him in her wheelchair, right? She wheels away. But it's raining, and because it's wet, her wheelchair gets stuck in the road. And then Tsuneo dramatically rushes because cars are coming. And he gets hit by a car, somewhat hilariously, if I'm being honest. If I'm gonna level with ya, it's a little bit silly. It's a little bit silly how it's handled. In the hospital, he wakes up. Oh no, his right shin bone is fractured. He won't be able to walk the same. He may not be able to dive anymore. He'll need a wheelchair for a while. And it's like, oh man, isn't that so fucked? And we get it kind of gets weird about disability now with Tsuneo, especially considering, I need to emphasize this, he can kind of do anything, asterisk, until he's disabled. They're like, that's his only character flaw in the movie, is getting hit by a car and becoming disabled. Which probably isn't what you want to go for in a movie like this. His friends visit, right? Mai, she visits with Flan, and she sees that Tsuneo is in a mood. He's thrown away his Spanish grammar book because he may not be able to actually go accomplish his dreams. She takes him outside on his wheelchair. She confesses her love to him. She's in tears, and she's like, and I know that you don't feel the same way, but I needed to tell you this. And it's like, all right, interesting. And then, following from that, and I'm gonna need some help, Mai visits Josee, and then gives another super villain monologue about how Tsuneo has given up everything and will be Mai's forever. But this time, it's not her being a supervillain. or a psycho bitch. It's my doing reverse psychology on Josee so that Josee will be like, no, you don't know him as well as you think. I'm gonna go help him out and to reunite them. But I don't know why the fuck she does that. I don't I I don't know what the fuck is happening, Sean. So I need you to step in and explain what the fuck is up with Mai.
If you want a very well thought out and complex answer, Rem, to put it simply, she might have had more in the book. I have no fucking clue. I genuinely don't know. Like, I understand, like, the loosest why of the plot point to, you know, trick the stubborn character into going to do the thing, but...
Sure, but we know Mai was a supervillain previously, right? She was, for some reason, decided to be evil. She confesses to Tsuneo, and in it, she acknowledges that she knows he doesn't love her back, right? Like, nothing new is revealed in this scene. He hardly speaks, if we're being honest. And then after that, she decides, I'm going to convince Josee to see Tsuneo, not by apologizing, saying, hey, he needs you, or like explaining like, hey, I fucked up, but here's what's actually going on, or any of that, but rather being a supervillain again, but in such a way to reverse psychology Josee. But like, Mai, why are you doing this? What made you change your mind and still decide that this was the best course of action? I don't. And then you might think, well, after all this, like, I guess it is good that Mai did a complete 180, but you gotta imagine, Tsuneo is gonna be pissed when he hears about what happened. No, he either never hears about it, or he does, and does not give a shit. After this, Mai is just sort of a part of the friend group, that vaguely makes up with Josee, and everybody is cool, and we just never have to address that Mai randomly became a supervillain for a minute there. But like, it was so relevant to the plot, and so out of nowhere, and then it's resolved so suddenly, and so out of nowhere, I cannot emphasize enough, these are two of the most important moments in the entire film that Mai, with very, very poor justification, enacts almost exclusively. That's insane! What the fuck is going on? That, with all the love and respect in the world, is god-awful writing, right? We went from it being a well-executed melodrama to, oh, this is some, like, bad reality TV level melodrama, right? Oh no, this is just contrived and dumb and poorly justified, and it's pretty, but oh fuck, oh no. So Josee is like, all right, I will reunite with Tsuneo, and she makes an original story with genuinely lovely art that was really neat and cool to see. And Tsuneo is brought to the library to hear her read it, and it's basically just like, hey, here's the movie you're watching. There's not a lot of subtlety, but it's fine. It's fine, and the artwork is pretty enough. It works. It's a solid scene. The line "you have larger wings in your heart" is corny as hell, but it's fine. It's pretty. It's cute. It's fine. So she reads that. Everybody claps. Tsuneo decides he's gonna start rehabbing, and he's gonna start taking care of himself. And while he may not be able to dive, one day he'll still visit Mexico, and he'll find a way to see the fish. He gets a date to be discharged from the hospital, right? And it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve, and he asks Josee if she's gonna see him when he's discharged, and I can't remember her answer. I think it's something non-committal.
Mm-hmm.
But the day he's discharged, he's kind of waiting around. He tries like calling her, but she's not picking up, and he's like, "Oh, shucks," which is very unfortunate, you know. And he tries to go to her house, and everything's just kind of like packed up and whatnot. And he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" It looks kind of abandoned, which I also don't really understand. So he like calls his friends, is like, hey, we need to find Josee, she's missing. He searches all around. He's like, oh, she's gone to the zoo, and she did go to the zoo because she wanted to face the scary tiger alone, which could have been executed better. And also, like, what a terrible day to decide to do this. Your friend's like, hey, it'd be really meaningful if you were there when I got discharged from the hospital. And then you don't show up, and you ignore their calls, and you're like, no, this is the day I need to see the tiger, actually. This is the one day I have free. So, and so he goes, he's like, she's been to the zoo, he has to follow her. He genuinely takes the whole day. It takes an entire day as he's running around on his crutches, on his fucked knee, searching for her. and it's snowing and it's cold, and eventually Josee gets bumped and she slides down, I think just the same giant hill but now covered in snow, and she's caught by an injured Tsuneo, and they confess love and kiss. But also, why the fuck didn't she meet up with him at the hospital? What the fuck? Like, going through the entire day, Jesus fucking, I know, I like the general idea of like, I want to face my fears alone, show a certain degree of independence, but then also fall down a hill again and show that she does need Tsuneo desperately. But it didn't have to be that day. It didn't, executing that way. It's just like, oh, kind of a fucked thing to do. Oh man, it's a disappointing movie, Shaun. It starts out basic, but while it's generic, it's fine. It's fairly well done. And then in the second half, it gets so contrived, so fucking stupid, and so actively bad. And I don't know why it needed to do that. The visuals are strong. The music is great. It's like emotionally evocative, but it ends up feeling manipulative because it doesn't care about justifying or developing the things it needs to. The characters are either like kind of bland and cliche or chaotic and cliche. It's just some like trashy reality TV, but with visuals and music that tell you it's not. Are you alive?
I am. Sorry, I was just reading something. Because I was trying to understand something. Turns out that it wasn't a full novel, it was a short story that this was based off of. So I don't have any answers for you, unfortunately. That's what I was trying to figure out. Because obviously I didn't read the original story, because, you know, of course I would.
Sure. Sure.
I watched the movie. There you go. Job done. And from what I can tell, based on a lot of these synopsises I've read, they just don't go into as much detail as it could be. And yet, yeah, and just skimming through the manga adaptation of the manga adaptation is basically 1-to-1 to the movie, so, you know, I don't have any more complex actions, or explanations for you, unfortunately. From what I can tell, basically,
yeah,
a lot of like key moments were thought out, but the getting to said key moments did not have much through line put through, essentially.
And it's a damn shame, because once again, like, visually, holy shit, so much effort has been put in. There was one great moment where Tsuneo, like, he's a little bit fucked up. The focus is on him, and there's like some chromatic aberration on the sort of like defocused elements around him, and it's very, very subtle, but it's beautiful. Some of Josee's art, it looks great, and it's works great for like children's book illustration style, while also feeling unique enough and evocative and interesting. The music, it's exactly what it needs to at every moment, but Jesus fucking Christ, halfway through they were like, now we need this to happen, so have Mai do this, I guess. And if it put as much thought into the script as it did the visuals, then holy shit, it'd be so good. But I'm not watching people here. I'm just watching story beats poorly placed next to each other. I don't see the humanity here. I don't see the care. I've already touched on, I think that any themes or ideas are shallow and uninteresting at best. And I think that if you're the type that you're just really into like romance, right? You're a romance fiend. You kind of don't care about the tropes. In fact, you're just happy to see all the tropes that they fit in there. And similarly, if you're a full weeb who doesn't care about all those tropes, then sure, if you turn your brain off, then I think that this will be an enjoyable watch for you if this is your genre. Honestly, I might have enjoyed it more if I didn't have subtitles on, and if I just sort of had to piece it together myself and then assume that it was done more competently than it actually was. The vibes are just so much better than the script.
So, you heard it here first, people. Remington hates people in wheelchairs.
Listen here, fucker.
We got it figured out.
Listen here, motherfucker.
If you can't use your legs, you can't hang out with Rem.
Yeah, as per usual, it's just that I think they deserve better. And if anything, I do think that if you're disabled, it'll be nice to see this just because you have you have so little representation that it's a similar case where it's just like, hey, take what you can get. This is pretty and beloved, I'm sure. So it's like, hey, it's something. But you do deserve good writing too. Like you do deserve more. Not this. And it's still it's not that I hate like this film. It has cute moments, even if the cohesive whole doesn't really pan out. It's visually fantastic. The music is strong. It's probably around a 4 out of 10 because there are things it does tremendously well. But man, it goes from basic to shitting the bed hard in the second half. And if anybody can justify to me basically anything Mai did, and don't just say like, oh, she had a crush on Suneo. Sure, there was a one-off line of that, and that is literally, I need to emphasize, just about the only thing we know about Mai. But how does that justify going full psycho? What the hell? What the fuck? Once again, this story, it's a teenage melodrama. They just happen to be adults. All right, like if you can try to convince me that Mai and Josee are in their 20s, I don't believe you. And I know that canonically they are, but canonically that's wrong. Canonically I'll go with 13 and 15.
Jesus.
I agree. I agree with that, John. I don't like it that that's the case.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, well, hey, that is what you think, Remington. But what's really important is what everybody else thinks, because your opinion is just one opinion. What do you think the score on Mal is, my man?
It's gonna be bonkers. Because this is trying to be a Your Name, but it's closer to what was the sentimental but bad one that I ragged on? I can't remember its name.
That literally does not narrow it down, my guy.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah, clearly not.
There was something very similar where it was like, look how pretty it is, feel so sad, but it was also just kind of like whatever. Yeah, but I think people will be like, no, you don't understand. This can't be sawdust. Look at how it sparkles. And I'm like, no, they've mixed glitter into the sawdust. That doesn't make it food. And they're like, but sawdust doesn't sparkle, Remington. So there can't be any sawdust here. And I'm like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. I've long said that weebs get seduced by pretty animation to an insane degree. Add some sentimentality to it. Oh fuck. It's all right. It's gonna be over 8. It's gonna be over 8. How much over 8 do I think it's gonna be? And then it's difficult because when we get over 8, right, we get to also like less charted waters for me. So I don't know how high gets in the 8s is like ludicrously high. I'm gonna go with what I think is ludicrously high, but not like top 3 anime on Mal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say like an 8.3. 8.3.
It
could be lower. I don't have a great grasp of when anime is above an 8, or especially like if it ends up being above like an 8.1, it becomes a lot more difficult to figure out, especially because I don't know what the top looks like as much as the middle. I know what the middle looks like. I know what the bottom looks like. I'm well acquainted. The top, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of vaguely like that.
Well, Remington, so Josee, the Tiger and the Fish, has a quite a high 250,000 ratings on Mal. And with those 253,000 ratings, it is sitting nice and pretty at 8.38.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, all right. It was insanely high.
Yes, people love and adore this movie. For a lot of reasons. And, your criticisms aren't like unheard of criticisms, to say the least. But most of the time, people simply do not care, and the vibes of the film alone carry it for them.
All I'm gonna say is that I think that if you adore this movie, but join the bandwagon, if you're like a millennial who joined the bandwagon to hate on like Twilight, then you're a hypocrite. And that's, look, hypocrites aren't we all? You need to reevaluate, because you may be more okay with generic tropey, somewhat trashy romance than at first you thought. If on the other hand you're like, yeah, no, I kind of like romance wherever it comes. Give me that romantic melodrama. ooh, yummy. Yeah, you're fine. You're consistent. That's fine. That's okay.
So you also hate most millennials. Interesting.
I mean, let's face it, Sean. Millennials, we're the cringe generation. All right. Like we haven't irrevocably fucked up the future like the boomers did, but we're probably the most cringe generation. That's just a fact. That's our moniker, right? Boomers fucked everything up. Gen X, they're forgotten. Millennials are cringe. And Zoomers are revolutionary but have no attention span and very chaotic. It's just how it goes.
Oh, so we're really fucked then.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Glad to see that we're ending this this podcast episode on a dour note.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, Christ almighty. All right. Well, yeah, because genuinely, Rem, people adore this film. It got recommended several times since it came out. And even more so because of the Twitter drama. Because, topical. It's all people can think about.
Look, if anything, I don't think that this, fetishizes disability. It does feel vaguely outdated in that it tries vaguely to send the bland message, hey, even though you're disabled, you can do stuff, while also very much making her rely on Tsuneo just about all the time. But even then, I don't think that's an insane scathing critique. I'm not like, oh, how dare it. It's just kind of like, no, I think things can do better. I don't think outrage is necessary. I just think you can look at it and be like, better representation is possible.
Well, it is also a full film adaptation of a short story from 1985. So,
See, it really, putting it that way, it makes so much fucking sense.
Yes.
But what doesn't make sense is why apparently I'm one of the only fucking people who can recognize that.
Hey, man, it's a fantastic adaptation of the short story, apparently. So,
I'm so tempted. One sec, how long is the short story? I want to find it.
Well, it's stuck in an anthology, right? The book is titled the same as the film, which is why I thought it was a full novel. And the page length of the anthology of 9 different stories is 164 pages, give or take. So yeah.
All right. Are all the short stories relevant, or is it is there just one in particular?
It does seem to be just the one from this book.
Okay. Let's I'm gonna find it. Wait, I'm gonna find this motherfucker.
That's what I was trying to do when I was being silent most of the time, honestly. And that's how I found out it was a short story, because I was like, oh, it's a novel adaptation. How quaint. And then actually looking into it while you were describing how things feel like they didn't have much connective tissue, I was like, that seems a bit strange for a full novel adaptation. Let me have a look at this.
No, because this is fucking... God damn it. The fact that there's a
manga adaptation, yeah.
Yeah, that makes it way the fuck harder.
Correct, yes. Hold on, I might have found it. Give me 1 second. Would you like to note the final page count, Rem?
Sure.
About 16 pages.
I'm gonna level with you. The first thing I'm going to do, once I get it on my computer, is Control F my. I just want to see, 1, is that a character in the original story? And 2, if so, what the fuck her deal was? And if not, why the fuck was she added the way she was? That's the biggest enigma, what the fuck?
No. I think she's an adaptation original character from what I can see.
What an awful series of choices made on that front.
Genuinely, I guess that was just an extra plot point they added to the movie to fill it out a little more. I genuinely thought that this was a full, novel adaptation when I chose it. Oh god, it's only a 16-page short story. Huh.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna skim it. Give me, Dylan. I love you so much. Dylan, for everything you're gonna have to cut. I love you so much. It won't take long. I'm just gonna skim it, Dylan. I'm just gonna skim it.
I think we watched a different movie, Rem.
I
think we watched a different movie.
I'm just getting through it. It's there's connections, but it's really, and I will also say, and I'm gonna put this as a point in my favor a little bit. It seems like everything that's really here, right? It seems like all of it was covered in the first half.
Yeah, I definitely cannot deny that. Because again, it is only 16 pages.
And the following story is Men Hate Muffins.
Yes. Yeah, correct.
All right.
And there is something about it immediately talks about sex in like a few of those pages. So I feel like they are definitely different vibes in terms of short stories.
Oh, baby. Well, hey, if you want to see us explore Men Hate Muffins, that'll be the next pre-banter. So what a reason to become a patron and hear us talk about Men Hate Muffins.
I don't know if I want to, Rem. Oh my god. Okay, well, yeah. We've made an unfortunate discovery, folks. All the stuff from the short story hyper condensed, and then a bunch of shit was added.
Look, and somehow people still love it, but also none of this comes as a surprise to me. To me, I'm just like, yeah, all of this, like, this explains so much for me, but for most people, it's I guess meaningless info. For most people, it's just like, who gives a shit? And for me, I'm like, of course, it all makes sense now.
It was because genuinely, Rem, as you were discussing, like pointing out the fact that things felt very loosely connected, if at all, I genuinely was like, yeah, that does seem a bit odd. Let me try and figure this out. Man, the manga adaptation is fucking longer, my guy. It's 10 chapters. Interesting. So, well, shit, Rem, we both learned something today. This is a fine film. I'm okay with it. It's alright.
That was my opinion for the first half.
Yeah.
I was at between a 6 and a 7 out of 10 in the first half. The second half started tanking that score like a motherfucker.
Oh, God. And, well, hey, other people do love it. So I would love to hear what, more of the reasons from the people who adore this film, why they adore this film.
Look, for anybody who's like, oh, I loved Your Name, and I'm looking for something to watch now that's similar, rewatch Your Name. No need to go to this one. Just rewatch Your Name. It'll be a more valuable experience.
Look, man, sometimes immaculate vibes are all you need to have a good time for an hour and 40.
Also, now I fucked my Google search up because it's like, man, he loves Josee the Tiger and the Fish.
Did you not use incognito?
No, incognito is for cowards, all right?
Well, remind me never to look up your search history then. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you'll be more confused than anything, all right?
That's what I'm terrified of, Rem. Because if I have a weird thought, I'm just like, I don't want this to affect my general internet, so I'll just incognito it real quick. But you put everything raw, dog. You go to Google without protection. And that terrifies me.
Yeah.
But I guess with that massive tangent that Dylan's going to have a headache editing around, it's going to slap the shit out of both of us for.
Hey, he'll slap the shit out of you. And Dylan, feel free to slap the shit out of him double, since I'm not, I don't live with you guys. So just
you can't ask for double punishment for a crime you committed.
Sean will pick up my tab.
There is no such thing as an ass beating tab, right?
I think there might be, and I think you're gonna find out very soon.
Christ almighty. Oh, God. So I guess the final question I'll ask you, Rem, is there a chance you want to read any more short stories from this book? Because apparently there's 9. There's 9 total.
I'm curious. I'm curious. Though I don't expect to be necessarily wowed.
100% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
Oh, I stand on an island, which is not uncommon.
No, it's not. Look, people can tell at a glance that if they'll like this movie or not. Very few people are going to be fully disappointed by it.
Like, look, if romantic melodrama, if that's your shit, then I think you will in fact like this. If that is not your shit, then you probably won't vibe with it. Unless, asterisk, you're one of the weebs who just wants another tsundere waifu with a show that looks pretty, because for a lot of weebs, that is literally all they need. I'm not saying everybody who likes this show, likes this movie, falls into that category. I'm just saying there's a significant number of people who do.
Look, man, men just want one thing.
And it's not muffins.
Apparently not. So with that, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy Rem absolutely dismantling the cesspool that is Twitter, then please head on over to wherever you get podcasts and leave us a review. They mean the world to us, and we do read every single one. And if that is still not enough for you, head on over to twitch.tv/anime-out-of-context, where myself, Dylan, and Remington occasionally play video games very, very poorly. And if that is still not enough for you, patreon.com/anime-out-of-context, where you're getting access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including the opportunity to be thanked live on the podcast. So, Rem, who are we thanking this week?
Well, as always, we would like to send our regards to all of our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who are shoving us down a hill as soon as our grandma looks away. And on that list we have Yandere Neko, Wolfire56, Where's Our DBZ Review, you ginger fuck? West Kane, If Anything Rem is the power bottom. Week 16 of using my Patreon name to request code Geese. Watching Requiem for a Spoon Man at 0.5 speed, totally good. Titan CNH, The Susanator, The Opie Wrangler, formerly known as Mommy Milkers. The Danish Viking will conquer the world with Ronor Zoro as my navigator. That time I reincarnated as a podcast host and forced to weeb. Turban, Swaraj Verdi, Super Zoo, Stacy's mom. Sean wants to give Spoon Man a thank and yang. Sean's desire for the Pope's chocolate starfish. Sean ruined my happy sugar life when he decided to dye his hair as red as him for his upcoming debate. Sean's heir apparent. Sean, what is the address again so I can send you the MAGA hat you keep asking me for? #RedPillRollins. Sean, quit soaking with my grandma, please. Sean, I hope you, Rem and Dylan, and everyone in the Animated Context crew have a happy and safe 4th of July. Sean blocked my cock. Seraphim the Shark Plushie. Ryan Moody. Ross Palmer. Rhiannon Williams. Remington is right. Remind me, when do we record again? Rem used the drums of liberation to free all weeps from bad anime. Rem doesn't completely hate my favorite shows. Red Pill Rollins, bottoms only for MAGA daddies. Red Venom. Red Pill Rollins sings Love Stage. Great show. Because, quote, it's all they deserve. Professor Fox, pro tips out of context, has run out of things to post. We'll come back soon. PJSK Addict is still traumatized after Alien Sage and wonders if Sean hasn't seen it yet, week 10. Omega Sean Milk, now official drink of Goonfest. Off to build an igloo in my cell. Never letting Rem forget about his vampire past. Makeka7 Hairto. Macaroni Cheeseha. Lucky Stars the King of Moe. Link Joe Curl. The Nerd 98. King Rich Rock. Cassidy. Jax. Jam Hands. Jake Dent. I'm selling Omega Sean Milk to make rent. I'm a Republican and find y'all funny as fuck. Much love. Hey, well, yeah, that's fine. We'll take it. We'll look. I'm not going to pretend like we won't continue to bash your political leanings. That will continue to happen, but we do also appreciate the support. If you think about it, Rem's the bottom of this duo. If vampires work as plumbers, people would always invite them in. Reasons Miska as she writes a script for the Buffy reboot. I'm aching Rem calls Sean ethnic slurs until you bring back the Chef No Musco tier. Sean, you white trash. I will never get more Ace of the Diamond, now I cry. I took a wrong turn, do you know the way? I can't believe I've been account for this. Hoffner 1962. Hit Point, Gordon Ramsay's Raw Sausage, God, Glenn Michael Dolan, GE Bottom, aka Bear Trap, so not only did my plane have a 6-hour delay when I got home, someone robbed me, Jesus Christ. Force Femim, #estrogen, #4thbit, #blue pill, #pride.
I do not know how to respond to
that. God, oh man, if... See, the issue is Sean would never say yes to this, but imagine how fucking funny it would be, right? A high-stakes competition of some variety, me versus Sean. Loser has to go on estrogen for a year. It'd be so fucking funny, because it's so extreme. It's so extreme.
I feel like you're the only one that would find that funny.
No, I think the audience can see comedic value in that. Like, that can be pretty funny. That can be kind of hilarious. Look, and there's scenarios that it can be dystopian, but there's a reason, like, Jackass, it's funny when when they're consenting to do dumb shit or risk doing dumb shit. If people were forced to do the shit they do on Jackass, it would be less funny. It'd be look, I'm just saying, #for the bit, it'd be kind of funny.
Yes, just go on hormone therapy for a bit.
You could be a beautiful woman, Sean.
Look, man, I struggle being a beautiful man. I don't think it's gonna happen.
See, and maybe that's the egg talking.
Christ.
I mean, how attached are you to, like, the concept of being a man and masculinity? For me, I'm relatively apathetic. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm a guy, but whatever. I'm saying it'd be a funny bit because it's absolutely fucking insane. And also, I think I'd win.
Only because you have a history of winning almost every other competition we've had against each other.
And it makes it a lot funnier when you feel safer. Fern the Fern, Farmer Weep thinks Dylan is the best and should have his own month, and hopefully isn't destroyed by Shaun. It's not a terrible idea. A month of like Dylan chooses the anime to cover.
Are you sure? He tried to show you a hentai last time.
That's true. He did. On accident somehow. Which I don't buy, because I need to emphasize when he almost showed me hentai, right? When he almost showed me hentai, the website that he had the link to, I think it was something called like onlyhentai.com. Like cannot emphasize how it wasn't subtle, it wasn't hidden.
In my defense, that was actually the website that our good friend Mackenzie of Animates linked me to. I couldn't find a copy myself, so that's all on him.
Dylan, he's a very intelligent man. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. Like when I say Jared Folk at gmail.com, that'll slip right through the cracks, and it only needs to slip through one time. Fantine.
One time, then I'm fucking ruined.
Erica McCorkle, Danielle Wright, Daddy Rome, tell me a bedtime story about Sean Snutt, Calderius, Cheese Monkey, Rockhard for Geodudes, Halo Reach is the best Halo game, you can't change my mind, Boring Siren, Blarf, Bendo Kato, Amazing Muffin, Aisha Gudgy, a Moe piece of trash. And now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier. Sean, what are they gonna get this week?
They're gonna get a fish, dog.
All right, on that list we have your friendly neighborhood Kami.
They could have an African longfish.
Umbrasite.
An algae eater.
Truckoon Operator number 42.
Alligator gar.
Titaro appreciates the encouragement. How are you today?
Arapaima.
That mouse girl.
Asiatic glassfish.
Thanks to another patron, Allfather now has to give burgers and couderes for the 4th.
Australian herring.
Tails Williams.
Banded killifish.
There's just something that, in my mind, it autofilled that fish to be Bandit Keith from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just like Bandit Keith the fish.
Tragically, it has blue stripes, not red and white stripes.
Tragic. Spoonman the Aristocrat.
Bangus.
Silent Secondary.
Banjo catfish.
Sammy K is here to remind you that you just lost the game.
Barbell.
Rosecop.
Barfish. Rem
still needs to watch Bandorius, Maiko, and Ave Muchka, or else Kasumi will keep singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Ooh, Barracuda.
Pride may be over now, back to Fate.
Basking shark.
Power Cell patiently waits for the Anime Out of Context episode when Shaun and Rem goes out on a date and watch some fantasy super cosplay wrestling.
Beardfish.
One Piece is the best anime, prove me wrong.
Big eye.
Nurikaza, #SONR, soaking one Rollins.
Big head carp.
Monogatari is everything you ever said you want in anime this week in terms of checkboxes. It is 5 times better than Love Stage.
The big mouth buffalo.
I don't know about that. That doesn't sound like a fish at all. Mike.
Black dragonfish.
Miguel Delion.
Black tetra.
Lieutenant Beagle wants One Piece live action on episode 400.
The blind goby.
I'd like to start a petition to replace the word brat with kudere.
Blobfish.
Hidden Otaku.
Boarfish.
Dom and I, not drunk this time, watch Trigun because it's fun.
Why not, chain pickerel?
D.
The chub.
Carver 271.
Followed by the chub sucker?
A match made in heaven. Beethoven 1201.
The chum salmon.
And now we move on to the inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier, where this week Shaun will give you a terrible, trashy show, and I will tell you the real, deep, emotional meaning behind it. On that list we have Shaun having sex on a regular basis helps keeps your memory alive. Happy 2016.
God, if this all turns out to be like a very bad Hallmark situation and I've just been in a coma this whole time, it's gonna be the worst coma ever. A trashy story and you have to find meaning in it. God, this can backfire so hard, so fast.
Yeah, just some trash show and just...
Okay then. How about... God, I'm gonna regret bringing this up again. How about, MILF Manna? That seems like a pretty trashy show.
And, the meaning, the deep and emotional meaning for that is that, you'll never become closer to your mother than when she fucks your best friend in front of you. And it's a real touching message, I think. It's the message that's inspiring Shaun's autobiography.
My autobiography?
Yeah. It's on the prowl, a story of MILFs and mackerels. It's all about MILFs and fish. His favorite things. Next up, we got Gargura, my glorious queen, has been reincarnated like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Welcome to this world. Smeko Saba. Ma.
It is Saba summer. I am aware of that fact. Okay. Let's go with something trashy, huh? The temptation to name a show that you love and adore is high, but the problem is most of the shows you love and adore are genuinely good.
Yeah, damn right. I have a few trashy guilty pleasures, but do you know any of them is the question, or can you think of any of them right now?
Not off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's the tricky thing. You certainly haven't shown them to me in an episode. I know that much. Let's go with, the low-hanging fruit that you mentioned earlier. How about the Twilight Saga, you know?
All right, the Twilight Saga, and the real emotional, deep, meaningful message there is, you don't need to be defined by the awful shit you did when you were youthful, and then people think you're a terrible actor, but actually, instead of being trash romantic leads, there's two genuinely talented performers there. You're not defined by that. You always have time to show you're genuinely talented and can go crazy with Willem Dafoe on a small island.
Okay, now can you name a movie that you loved of Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, Love Like Bleeding was pretty good.
There you go.
It went. It's not a Lighthouse. Don't get me wrong. It's not on the same tier.
Well, no.
There was the Cronenberg fucking time. Is it like Time Crimes? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Time Crimes.
It might be Time Crimes. Time Crimes, or is that a different one? No, that's a different one. It's something else. Time, or something of the future. That's what it is. Crimes of the Future. I was right there. I was right there.
Crimes of the Future or Time Crimes.
Time Crimes is also a movie. Is it one that I've seen? Yeah, it's one I've seen. It's not as good. Anyway, last but not least, we have follow anime out of context on Blue Sky. Dylan is grateful I fixed my typo. Ubauk. And on the Blue Sky, they are asking if I should get back into streaming with some Dynasty Warriors and show my dominance.
Oh, God. I'm just picturing you getting back into Dynasty Warriors and then immediately giving up, realizing how long those games actually are.
Yeah, it's true, because it's like, I played them when I was young and when time didn't exist. You know what I mean? Like when you're 14 and if you actually looked at how many hours you put into playing a certain game, it like if you calculated it all up, it would actually be like your second most played game of all time, even though it's a game you hardly fucking remember.
Mm-hmm. And as somebody who has played through all of a Dynasty Warrior game in like the last 6 years, not like a mainline, obviously. I played the One Piece Dynasty Warriors because I needed to kill time. Those games take a long fucking time if you want to go through them in any meaningful way.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for what do they get?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Trashy television. We've been going for low-hanging fruit. Let's stick with it. They get the Real Housewives franchise. Don't know which
Housewives. All right. I mean, I can work with that. All right. Though the deep, resonant, and emotional message to take from the Real Housewives is in a world filled with so much artifice and living in such a synthetic reality as we do now. Real is what we make of it, all right? Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can send an email over to animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Once again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We love and appreciate you very, very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister. Oh, wait. Is pee sexy?
Chocolate starfish